every time he plays against someone, they're just like, is he really? Is this a trick? What's he doing?
Gengar sleeves, Gengar deck box, purple sleeves. No, this is going to be a pretty interesting match. Gengar is one of those decks that really punishes the opponent for playing a lot of Pokemon V. And with the way Andrew built their deck, they're playing the Gengar V maxes, they're playing the full 4 Arceus V, they're playing a bunch of few techs like Crobat, Lumineon, Ditto V. There's going to be quite a lot of V Pokemon on the bench that could power that Fear and Panic from Gengar.
Yep, there's going to be a little bit in the discard pile as well. We do see a 1/1 line of the Arceus in there, along with 2 Quick Balls. So that could slow down our player there.
Meanwhile, for Zach on the right, they are going to be playing more of the fast low to the ground deck, where you have those 4 battle VIP pass, trying to get as many Pokemon in play turn 1, get those Houndour in play to evolve into those Houndoom, start getting things set up. And one card that could come up big in this match is that Stone Journer from Zachary here, kind of hit that Arceus for a little bit of weakness.
Yeah, always great to give yourself a couple options when you're going with that single strike style. So let's see if it pays off.
Well, paying off with Battle VIP pass to start the game here from Zachary. And looking through their hand, I think I saw another one, so can't start any better than that, at least.
Man, it's just not fair. I don't know where you guys keep picking up these VIP badges, but I want one.
You'll get one soon enough, Kyle. It's okay.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, 2 Houndour hit the bench. You see a Houndoom in hand, that second VIP pass, and really just trying to shape up the next turn. Zachary's deck is more just all in on Gengar VMAX. You want to get those out as fast as possible, get those single strike energy on just so you can do more damage, and just hope to clean up from there. And you see it with their bench. 3 Houndour, Gengar V on the bench. Lumineon to go along with it if you want, but again, you have to kind of be wary of playing down extra Pokemon V in this match.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be more Andrew's problem than Zachary. Zachary, of course, perfect start here. Triple Houndour is going to be excellent for that eventual energy acceleration and just making sure that you're giving your opponent as little damage amplifying as possible.
Arceus V off the top for Andrew, so would prefer to start with that, but it is okay. You at least get it in play, get that possibility to evolve into that V-Star the next turn. Dark Energy on it, and
oh, that's not a turn.
Yeah, that's
that's not how we do things.
It's going to be a little rough for Andrew unless Arceus rears out its head.
Well, Zachary, you're 6-0. Your opponent went Ditto V pass. So, yeah, I think it's time for a Houndoom. Let's get things rolling.
And that awesome character art Houndoom now has the Ultra Ball, discards the Lumineon, but is able to find another Houndoom, or the VMAX, of course, you know, to actually start attacking. And we'll need to get another energy to be able to get the attack off this turn, but you have to think that's got to be a pretty good supporter in the hand.
Yeah, no, this seems good, like it's going to be pretty clean. For Zachary, we also, I believe there's a 4-path in the deck as well, so you have to be thinking that Zachary, along with going big here on the draw, trying to get some nice damage down at least, is going to also be going for a path lock too.
Finds the second Houndoom, so that does mean 3 Houndoom. Okay, we're just going to take a knockout maybe.
Oh yeah, that feels pretty good.
All right, you can stop now. There's too many evolution Pokemon. This turn is looking amazing, and with the single strike roar is going to be able to find all those energy you need.
Oh man,
at least 40 extra damage. All 3 are going on top, so it's 60 extra damage.
All right, man. The only benefit of not playing in these tournaments for 2 years is the fact that everybody got to stock up on all these delicious golden cards. Look at this. This is beautiful from Zachary. Just turn 2, triple on the single strike energy onto this Gengar here, and he is ready to go in.
Yeah, we're going to probably see the Fear and Panic, I believe, does take the knockout on Ditto. I want to see
I'm fearful and panicking.
Either way, G-Max Swallow Up would be able to take the KO. So either way. Two prizes for Zachary, and now it's up to Andrew to see if they have that V-Star, get things going. You got that double turbo, and there's the V-Star. All right, we're gonna see a game here.
Yep, and I mean, we knew Zachary, of course, would love to have seen potentially that path and try to help out there. Instead, just has to deal with this. It's a strong turn, obviously, for Zachary, but now Andrew's got his turn to shine. Has the energies available already to start dealing some relevant damage, and gets to pick out a few cards here. So,
and the Fear and Panic did have enough to take the knockout. It's only 170 for the Ditto, so.
Oh, little guy.
Just a little guy.
Yep. Well, I mean, I guess that's pretty good news for Zachary then. We'll definitely have enough here to take the knockout on the Arceus V-Star without having to do any switching effects.
Starbirth does find the two cards that Andrew desperately needs here. Really just trying to reset their hand, get another Pokemon or two out, and hope to do something here.
Well, he said, I'm the Gengar. What are you doing, man? Has his own path now. Says, okay, I did what I needed to do. Who cares?
There is the Professor's Research. Discards the Arceus V-Star. So with their list, it still has plenty left. And oh, that could be big. That Dunsparce could stop that weakness, Stonejourner, from coming out later. And there we just going to see Trinity Nova, 200 damage, charge up that Gengar V on the bench. But this Gengar VMAX is just staring down an easy two prizes.
Yeah, no, this is, I mean, of course, this is what Andrew had to do. It's his best possible turn. Is it enough? Absolutely not. This feels like it's going to be pretty rough, and Zachary is already eyeing up some shenanigans as that switch to get that Gengar, the other Gengar VMAX into play in the active spot, and now drawing 7 fresh cards there with Professor's Research.
And they're really looking for a Hiding Darkness energy, which Zachary did find. That means that Gengar VMAX will have free retreat. Bounces back to the bench with the Gengar with 3 single strike energy on it. That does mean with that extra plus 60 would be able to take the knockout on that Arceus V-Star. So this has been a perfect game so far from Zachary. Honestly, all that they need is an Urn of Vitality for next turn. You got this thing wrapped up.
Yep, that's what I was about to say. That urn is going to be pretty nice. It looks like I see one in hand already. But, I mean, let's go ahead and add in a few more cards there, too. An extra energy for the turn there, you see, and the quick ball, too. So, got to be feeling pretty confident here if you're Zachary. Let's see what Andrew has on his side now. He said, all right, do I have to worry about this Stonejourner anymore?
I would probably say no.
Yeah. You never know. Sprinkle it in, get the prize count looking funky.
This is such an awkward hand from Andrew. Has to discard it all with that Professor's Research, and really just needs to find a lot of stuff here. The Gengar V is pretty easily knocked out, so needing the VMAX does find it, though. But it just looks like that's all Andrew has.
Yeah, just looking through the list, it looks like Andrew has had some options, a triple Marnie and a Judge in this deck, but not going to be able to disrupt the hand of Zachary this turn. Had to use the Professor's Research to get things moving, and that means that whatever Zach's holding is sticking around.
I think it was double Urn of Vitality, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's going to be enough.
There we see the quick ball finding the Bidoof, wants to get it down. It is really relevant to the deck, helps you draw through these paths of the peaks. But when you get it down, when your opponent has this overwhelming advantage so far, not really what you want to be doing. You kind of just have to think about next game.
Yep.
And there you see that Primate Wisdom, putting a card back on top, and drawing the other card. there's the knockout. So 3 prizes, but it would have to be, what, all 4?
Yeah, all 4, or if there's an additional way to get some. Oh, okay. Well, we can just stun trigger and just go in. That's cool. That's going to be enough there.
Well, that was a pretty quick and decisive game 1. Zachary Cooper able to go up against the pseudo mirror match. Your opponent's playing Gengar VMAX, you're playing Gengar VMAX, but you got a lot of other Pokemon that you are for sure wanting to knock out in those Arceus V. And we'll have to see how this turns out for these following games.
Yeah, the Giga Hammer there was definitely enough to take out there with the weakness on the Gengar. The Dunsparce does not protect there, so obviously just decimates that Gengar. And oddly enough, I think that Zachary's just found one of the best matchups for his deck in itself. A counter to it, a counterpart to it at least.
Yeah, it seems like it. Just having the ability to get out of the gates really fast. You saw there just triple Houndoom, turn 2, get set up and take those easy KOs on the opposing Pokemon V. And with that Sojourner, it's able to just clean up both of the main attackers that Andrew has present.
Yeah, I think back to the early days of Single Strike Urshifu VMAX and Houndoom, and it was just like a really clunky kind of deck. It didn't have any engine to it. It didn't have a card like Battle VIP Pass helping it out. So now we see that there's this other complete new variant that you can go with, this new style. And I'm curious, if you don't have that Battle VIP start like that, does this deck go off SR? Because triple Houndoom, I think that's going to be just about anything on turn 2.
Oh, for sure. And just the fact that you were able to cobble it together and take that knockout, it just put Zachary ahead so much further than Andrew.
All right, well, was it a fluke? Is it just gonna happen again here? We've got 39 minutes left in this round, and 2 players roaring to go, both 6-0, and we know Zachary here trying to close things out. Gonna have to wait a little bit though. He did not find basic Pokemon.
Looking through the prizes, Luminion prize could be a big deal depending on Andrew's start. It is the 1-up in the deck to be able to search for those supporters.
Yeah, we also saw double Ultra Ball and the Arceus V-Star, and I believe it's just a 2-2 line, right?
Oh no, it's
okay,
the
never mind.
4-3.
This is the big one. Okay,
yeah.
Good. So that would have been scary.
New hand for Zachary here. Is he able to find a basic? Does look like it.
Uh-oh.
Single strike energy in the prizes, earn in the prizes. Will it matter though? Because last game, Zachary didn't need all 4.
Yeah, just having 3 is probably going to be enough. But of course, getting there, finding them at the right time is going to be the trick. So we'll see if Zach's able to figure that out. But right now, it is on Andrew. He is going to try to have a better first turn than he did last time. And it looks like he will with the starting quick ball.
Yeah, this is the biggest thing about this matchup too, is the ability for Arceus to go first. You kind of cut your opponent off from getting that big knockout turn 1, and then you have the ability to evolve into that V-Star and then just get Starbirth rolling, and all you have to dodge is just the path to the peak. To the peak.
Yep, and of course that's a big point. Being able to dodge that path is going to be important because you want to have access to those 2 cards, but it's also important here just to pick how your bench looks, because Andrew didn't really have much say in what it was going to look like, and kind of led to Gengar just running over all of these Pokemon left and right.
Again, they're looking through the deck, just making sure what is in the prizes, what they'll need, and Andrew opts for that Gengar V, so hopefully we'll have something to charge up next turn with that Trinity Nova.
Yep, Andrew, of course, did make sure that Dunsparce was there. Almost contemplated grabbing it just now because of how important it is, but looks like we'll at least wait a turn there. But that's it.
Not as explosive of a start, but
oh.
off the top of the deck, Battle VIP pass, and this will allow Andrew to get going yet again here.
Zachary must know Bradley, his older brother.
Again, deciding what Zachary really needs. Does look like a Houndour is in hand, so you can just play that down. You'll have your 2 at least. You have a quick ball to go along with it, and the path to the peak.
Oh my goodness!
So I think we might see quick ball for Crobat. There is one in the list for Zachary here. Could also find the Lumineon to maybe get a supporter for the turn. There is another quick ball in hand too. So.
Yeah, that has to feel nice. This is, once again, a very strong start. Of course, always wary of how many of these Pokemon V you want to get down in a matchup like this, but this seems like a warranted turn to go ahead and just slap that down.
It's pretty crazy discarding the Houndour, but you really don't want to get rid of the switch in your hand.
Yeah.
And, but you're going to discard it anyway.
Well, maybe that bench space is a little more important, perhaps. But, of course, that peak is going to be the big factor.
Well, that's the big thing with this matchup. Once Path to the Peak sticks in play, there's no getting rid of it.
Yeah. Yep, this is very tricky because Andrew loves to shut down his opponents, too. But the problem is he needs to get his V-Star power off quickly. All right, finds another Houndour. So.
And Hiding Dark, so able to get an energy on that Gengar V at least, threaten the knockout. But there's the boss's orders, brings up that Gengar, and there's the Trinity Nova for the knockout. No Starbirth available to Andrew because of that Path to the Peak, and for the rest of the game won't be available.
Yeah, Zach thought that he had done enough there just by getting the Path to the Peak down, but Andrew did have access to a little bit of extra damage there with the belt, so it worked out.
Single Strike energy off the top, attaches it to the active, and plays the Professor's Research. We'll need to find at least the VMAX and a Houndoom to get an attack off this turn. I think a couple Battle VIP pass, but an Ultra Ball to discard those seems pretty good.
Yeah, not as good this turn, so let's throw those away.
Usually if I'm sitting across from that, I just give a very good nice.
Nice. Proud of you, buddy. Well, we are going to see those energies flying down from the board. At least one to start things off, but potentially more on the way, depending on what's left in Zachary's hand. All in all, some Fear and Panic, not too bad.
For a cool 160 damage, and it is threatening the 2-hit knockout here, so Andrew's gonna have to do something, but this Path to the Peak has been intense. Yeah,
it's it just works so well in so many different matchups, and being able to shut down the Arceus, even though it's just one-time ability, you just can't ever let it happen because it can lead to so much disaster. And Andrew now is going to be trying to bounce around. We see that Lumineon as well, just another card that he's not going to be able to get any help from. So he's just going to start looking for more Pokemon, it looks like, and more targets to charge up with that Trinity Nova.
This is where you wish you had the Bi-Barrel in play to be able to draw some cards under the Path to the Peak lock, but it's so hard to get that set up. You just play that 1-1 line, and with the Ultra Ball here, no supporter in hand, I believe. Maybe it's a boss's order.
He's thinking.
Judge.
Okay.
Something you haven't actually seen in a while, just because Marnie has kind of taken over its spot in Standard, but people have kind of come back to it a little, shuffling to draw 4s a little bit better sometimes.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's honestly just bouncing around between Marnie and Judge can be disruptive in and of itself.
Yeah.
So I never hate to see it.
Big 4 cards from Andrew here, though. Are they able to cobble together something to apply some pressure against Zachary? energy on the bench means I don't think so. We're going to have a Trinity Nova for 220 damage.
Yep,
or 210, sorry.
Yeah, 210, and getting the additional energies onto that Arceus V there. And now for Zachary, this is what I was worried about for him after we saw how explosive it was. He was in that first game because he had the access to all those Houndooms. Now we're starting to see what this deck looks like. He's got that Professor's Research. He's got 2 Houndooms available. Only 1 more of those single strike energies because 1 is in the prize cards, but that should be enough at least to get this roll in. You can take this knockout on the active Pokemon. You can also start to think about this benched Gengar V, getting it into a VMAX, and then you could, ideally, if you hit the right prize card, start thinking about big knockouts on that Gengar V, potential VMAX from your opponent.
The thing you have to worry about if you're Andrew, too, is the fact that Stonejourner can kind of come out of nowhere, depending on how many urns Zachary has available to them. Does take the knockout, does not hit that single strike energy from the prizes, but a second urn is not too bad.
Yep, that is. I mean, ideally, it's going to be enough if you just have access to another energy card as well. You'll be able to knock out a Gengar. Still going to struggle through this this Arceus V-Star, but with that attachment down onto the Gengar, you're going to have access to a big knockout there with the urn. And another Gengar VMAX.
I do really like Andrew choosing to attack with the Arceus because it turns off the ability for Stonejourner to actually do something here. And
ooh,
wow, we're going to have the boss's orders. Andrew is going to need to play a boss anyway to kind of win this game, so why not take out that fresh Gengar while you can? And that was big.
Yeah, leaving that much damage on the board, having only 2 prize cards left, and you kind of limit where these energies can go from this point forward now. That's huge, and Zachary's probably going to be struggling with that because, yes, he's got this big knockout potential in his Gengar VMAX, but that is not where you want those energies anymore. You almost want to retreat and earn those away if you can.
It's going to be a little rough to do here, but Zachary does go for that Stonejourner. Maybe he can cobble together the perfect turn, take a knockout, hopefully take the next knockout. Really is going to be forced to attack with the Stonejourner just because it's a single prize.
Yep. Well, does he have the energies?
Nope.
No, he does not. So, yeah, I was wondering maybe you go with the really awkward play, bring up your Gengar, then manually retreat for 3, try to do the urns, and then you can get there. But that feels so bad, and you're probably losing anyways.
Yeah. On top of, you need a boss's orders, too, and everything like that.
Hard pass. Well, 28 minutes. 1-1. This is what I like to see. We got plenty of time to figure out who is going to take this this match win.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to see that Andrew ended up winning the game where they never got to use that Starbirth ability. Just had the cards when they needed it and played it down, was able to take it out, and I guess that's how you have to play this matchup.
Right. I mean, honestly, what did Andrew do that Themes X don't do? Because basically that's all he did. I don't remember much of a supporter start with the first few turns of the game, and he just kept using his Pokemon to get energies and playing energies himself, and it ends up being enough. It just was one band to get the extra additional damage for a knockout, and then he was good to go.
Well, it was that boss's orders 2 times in a row being able to kind of seal it up for him. And honestly, just having that in hand is insane to think about, especially off the judge, too.
Yeah, it really just did not see many cards, but it was enough.
Does look like an awkward starting hand here for Zachary. Does have that Houndour start, but I don't see any Pokemon Search in the hand. I may be mistaken, but looks like a bunch of supporters.
Yep, that can be awkward. That's something that happens when you're playing those battle VIPs. You want to go first because you like doing things, but you don't get that supporter, and then if you don't have them in your hand, they're bad. Okay, just prize them. That's fine.
One more. There we go. A Stonejourner being prized could come up big, but it is down lower. Usually players pick up the prizes from their bottom up.
Oh, no.
Like I said,
oh, no.
That's an awkward hand to have. Looking through Andrew's list, I don't think there's a way for them to take the knockout. There's no, like, one energy as hacker.
Yeah, if you blinked, you missed Zachary's turn. He drew past to start things off. So Andrew is going to have access to just about everything. He's got that supporter for the turn, likely lined up there, and he is going off already, getting that double turbo down. Just needs to pass too. Okay. Is that a Crobat? Okay. Well, how many cards can you put down? No, not that one. Okay, never mind. We're good.
This is a risky Marnie, though.
Yeah.
Granted, with that path to the peak, it's going to be a lot harder for Andrew to actually take the knockout.
Oh, that feels so bad. Throwing down the path because you don't want your opponent to do the Arceus V-Star on the following turn. But you also had some abilities that you wanted to use on that side, so a little unfortunate. But at least you get to get some energy acceleration while things are slow.
Quick ball for that Gengar V, then single strike roar to get that Gengar V charged up. Couple damage counters on the Pokemon, and let's see if Zachary has some other thing to do this turn. Hopefully maybe another Houndour, another Gengar maybe, but really at risk of granted, it's going to be a hard turn to pull off, but Andrew could have like a boss turn to take the knockout. Yeah, no, that'd be absolutely nasty. I think Zachary just understands if things like that happen, he wasn't meant to win this round anyways. So just commits those energies down now, and it's up to Andrew to make it happen. This is an awkward hand. You have... Oh, is that research in the hand?
I saw a quick ball.
Well, you have quick ball. There is 4 switching outs in Andrew's deck. You got 2 switch, an air balloon, and an escape rope. Escape rope would probably be the best card to find here.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
But we'll have to rely on what is in the hand. I believe it is a Professor's Research, so that is step number 1. There's also an Evolution Incense to find that Arceus V-Star.
Yep. No, that'd be pretty ideal here. Andrew is going to play it safe, grab that Dunsparce, protect his Arceus V from any awkwardness with Stonejourner on the follow-up. He doesn't know it's in the prize cards.
It's so funny because I'm making so many poor plays that I could like vividly just hear.
Oh no, I saw the Evolution Incense from the Marnie.
Oh. Well, what's happening? Okay, there's the research. Big cards to look out for is if we see that Arceus V-Star and Energy and the Escape Rope. This would be absolutely disgusting.
I see the V-Star. I don't see an Energy.
And a quick ball.
I don't see a way to retreat.
You know, as this hand's not good, but it's not bad. He's it looks like he's going to have access to his Bidoof, and he has the Bibarel in hand already, so at least going to have access to some draw, something that Zachary is desperately looking for over on his end with the path battle. So Andrew will be set up for the following turn, but definitely going to be a little slower.
Just seems like that's the way the cards showed up, and there's a pass of the turn. You see there in Zachary's hand does have that Professor's Research, so we'll be able to draw a brand new hand here and try to get things going.
I'm curious if the math was any bit relevant on grabbing with the single strike roar first and then drawing the cards, but it might not be too relevant. The hand does not look the best, but I think he's got another supporter for next turn at least.
Needs a switch. There's only 3 in the deck. And then the VMAX to take the knockout on the active Crobat. There is that single strike roar to the second Gengar, so you know, starting to get a couple things charged up. But no VMAX, nothing else of note from Zachary there. Pass of the turn, and now Andrew will finally have Bibarel to maybe draw into some better cards here. Oh, well, switch.
Yeah, that's going to be a nice start.
1 card off. You know.
Now he draws into the escape rope and gets sad. Oh, I tried.
You tried, but still no energy here.
Oh, no.
I think that Andrew might be forced to Marnie, I believe.
Well, go ahead and shuffle one more energy back in with that ordinary rod. No big deal.
Really unfortunate. Looking for an energy boss's orders to take a knockout on a Gengar V. Does not have it, so will most likely have to settle for the knockout on the Houndoom, which isn't too bad, but your opponent already has 2 Gengar Vs charged up. Granted, it does kind of take out the Stonejourner ability later on, but can't even get there without energy first, and decides to research instead of Marnie. Really going for it.
Yeah, no, it's a big push. Your opponent doesn't have too many cards in hand already, and they didn't do very much with it last turn, so seems like a nice time to go for it. See some energies finally. And another Arceus, it looks like. Yeah, so going to have a target for multiple target options for the Trinity Nova.
All in all, not too bad. A few turns late, but finally getting that Trinity Nova, charge up that Gengar with the Choice Belt. And it looks like you got one on that Arceus V. And now it's up to Zachary to see what they can do. It looks like just a Marnie to start off the turn. Still no VMAX in sight.
Yeah, no, this is tough, and this is what happens when you're playing with these peak battles, and you have some Pokemon that you want to use, some abilities that you can use early in the game to get yourself rolling, but if you don't get that big start, you don't get those Houndours down, you're kind of stuck in spots like this. You're using Marnie in the middle of the game with a 40-card deck, and you're really hoping to get things rolling, and you're only going to see 5 cards. How good can it be?
Gengar VMAX, got a
VIP
path to the peak, and that's the one thing about this match too. Both these players are playing cards that just cannot be played later on in the game. 3 path to the peak for Andrew, 4 for Zachary, and then those battle VIP paths as well.
Yep.
But when you have an Ultra Ball to discard them, it doesn't matter too much.
Well, we do see an Ultra Ball, so that's going to line up nicely with this Gengar VMAX.
I also believe there's one in hand, if I'm not mistaken. And there we go. And there is 4 Pokemon V in play. So with that retreat, able to take the knockout thanks to those single strike energies. And now Zachary does have the advantage here, but Andrew won't really have to do much to kind of claw back into this game.
Yeah, it has to feel good being able to take a big knockout like that with only 2 energies due to just the sheer amount of Pokemon V that your opponent is playing. However, Andrew was prepared for this. He did kind of walk into that with his own Arceus, so he knew what he was doing, but now it's up to him to find some answers, and he's got to do it with this Bibarrel to get things rolling. Looks like he found a Judge, but does have the Researcher himself, so.
Discarding a few supporters, not too good usually, but really is just trying to get things set up. Needs that VMAX and finds an Ultra Ball. A few of them. Also having that double turbo energy, could choose to attack with Arceus if they want this turn.
Yeah, that can make the prize count look a little nicer. You can give up 2 and then try to make them work through a big 3 in that last Gengar. Of course, there is already the Crobat down, so easy access to a knockout there by way of boss's orders in the following turns.
I guess the one unfortunate thing is there's no dark energy in Andrew's hand, so won't be able to use the G-Max Swallow Up for a good chunk of damage. But in this kind of situation, maybe a Fear and Panic's good enough. Get on some damage and then just next turn do it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at right now too, because you want to make these 3 prizes the first big attack. It feels like you want to give them all of that and then work it in. But this could be nice too. You maybe get to thin out, grab that energy too for yourself. So in an awkward fight like this, where you might just be going in with everything you got, thin that deck down as best you can. Maybe you can open up some opportunities for yourself to find those boss's orders that you're going to need to close this out.
Meanwhile, another research for Zachary here. So after getting a Houndour from the prizes down on the bench, maybe hope to pull something together here. A couple urns in hand. Those aren't really doing much. Another Houndour.
Looks like no energy again.
I mean, most of it's out of the deck already.
Yeah. I don't really need energy. I'm just going to keep on using my Fear and Panic.
All right. Dealing 220 damage thanks to both of those single strike energy. And looking at the hand for Andrew, double Boss's Orders. Ultra Ball as well to kind of clear out the hand. Could we see a Crobat attack?
Oh, okay. We're just going after the Houndour here. So just trying to pick off the engine itself instead of going after some big prize cards instead.
Very incorrect. I agree.
Plays that Oranguru. Primate Wisdom, put a card on top of the deck. I believe finds another double turbo.
Well,
Yep. Good time to figure out what in the world is going on. Let's take a look in that discard pile, see what resources have been used. We've seen the Boss's Orders, of course, that usually trigger something in your brain. Say, all right, how many more times can you do that? Because I didn't like that.
And there's the retreat, discarding that double turbo energy, kind of saving that Arceus V-Star from getting knocked out. And a Fear and Panic takes the knockout on Houndour. Now tied 4-4 prizes, but Andrew's going to have to fight through both of these 3 prize attackers. And a Houndour to go along with it.
Yep, this, of course, does slow down any shenanigans with Stonejourner, or at least it has to be telegraphed at this point now. So that is something that Andrew does love to see. Would have the option to, if he did have another Boss's Orders, go directly after that Houndoom, or instead go after the Stonejourner if it was had to be played back out to get the energies in play. So you can see the pieces starting to come together now. But what a tricky situation we're in here. 4-4 prizes, so much damage on this this benched Gengar VMAX, and Zachary's got this real big dance he's got to figure out to get himself in a better spot now.
Here is the retreat for free, thanks to that Hiding Darkness energy, and brings up that damaged Gengar VMAX. Does have 120 left, and does mean you can knock it out with the Arceus or the other Gengar VMAX. The single strike roar comes down, charges up that benched Gengar VMAX, and things are pretty much all in play for Zachary here.
All right, we see it lining up for Zach now. He does have that Boss's Orders. He's going to take that knockout now onto the Arceus V-Star. 2 more prize cards would be easily grabbed by way of that Crobat, and Andrew is going to now switch his sights over with his own Boss's Orders now after the other Gengar VMAX here.
With that 40 damage, it does put it at 280 hit points left. So that means with that Choice Belt, G-Max Swallow Up is enough to take the knockout on that Gengar VMAX. And you just got to hope that Zachary does not have a Boss's Orders in hand.
Yep, he's got to just keep on pushing here at this point. He does have this knockout lined up. And does Zachary have access to it?
Is there a Judge or a Marnie? Well, there is the knockout. Does Zachary have the Boss's Orders in hand? Oh, just off the top. It's okay.
That has to feel so good if you're Zachary.
Wow. Well, after the battle of Gengar VMAX, you have Zachary Cooper coming out on top, now 7-0 with just the straight up Gengar VMAX Houndoom. You got Single Strike, Path to the Peak.
Yeah, no, that's pretty incredible there. Honestly, it ends up getting slow in matchups like that because both players have this strategy of slow them down, slow them down, slow them down, then boom, and go for it. And it really did just rev up right there at the very end. Was able to find exactly what he needed to close things out. Big damage coming down by way of Gengar, something that we weren't really expecting to see this tournament.
Yeah, it's kind of been fallen by the wayside. It still has a great Mew Genesect matchup, so we'll have to see how things play out so far. But you see there's still two at the top of this tournament, one 7-0 and one 6-1. Gengar is putting in a lot of work, and we'll have to see how it ends up for this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, kudos to both players. Obviously, Andrew didn't have things go his way. Still 6-1, has 2 rounds to improve on that. And of course, just one ID or tie would be able to put himself in contention. But we have Zachary Cooper now, who is going to be 7-0. He has that fantastic record everyone's looking for, 21